I mean, the very first time we meet Will, we see him a small glimpse of who he is and who he was before the accident that inevitably kind of changes his life forever. So you kind of get a feeling that or hopefully get a feeling that he has everything going for him. After an unfortunate motorbike accident, he is unfortunately kind of limited to a wheelchair for the rest of his life and paralyzed from the neck down with very little movement, movement only in his finger and thumb. Understandably, he's in a very, very dark place. And so when Will first is introduced to Lou, you kind of imagine that he's had the best care, the best medical advice, the best help possible. But he doesn't want help anymore. And I think he's kind of in his mind, he's made his mind up. But I think she changes him. She sort of opens his eyes to a very new world, and allows him to kind of see the world in a new way. The fact that she's just so different to anything and everyone that he's been so used to seeing, because his life has changed forever, and I think the realization is he can't be the person he used to be. He needs to be someone new, and I think she is the fresh start for him. And the two of them together, she's the first person who speaks her mind. I think so many people are afraid to kind of talk openly and talk honestly to someone who's disabled purely because they kind of see the disability as opposed to what they do have going for them. But she's not afraid, and she's willing and wanting to kind of be his sparring partner. And I think he appreciates honesty and admires it. So it's definitely like a bit of admiration and pride that he sort of kind of captures from her personality, I think. Amelia and I have kind of nearly worked together a few times. We've done a fair few sort of chemistry reads together. It's never sort of worked out for whatever reason. But no, this sort of seems to be like the perfect timing, really, and the perfect project. And she is quite literally, I suppose, the perfect co-star, really. That she's very hardworking. At the same time as, the two of us have a lot in common and are able to kind of have a good time as well as working hard. And I think we have the same mentality when it comes to work, is that we want to have fun, but at the same time we want to make a good film. It's been incredibly challenging, and I think actually during the audition process, that was when I was first sort of introduced to the limitations and the restrictions of a wheelchair. Just wanting to comfort someone and not being able to, I think, but trying to soothe them with only your voice is the only sort of tool that he has, the only sort of active thing that he has going for him. And the fact that Will's brain is very, very, very much sort of still functioning the way it always has, and he's a very, very bright and clever and sensitive soul. That was something that I personally am familiar with. I'm very sensitive, but I think I had to kind of really become in tune with his brain power and his sort of intelligence, and really, I think that the sort of physical challenges of sitting still for however many hours of a day was a lot more challenging than I once thought it would be. I hope it poses a lot of questions. I hope people do talk about it, and I hope people are aware of the problems that people have in the world, and are willing and wanting to learn more. Because I can safely say that it's quite inspiring. There are so many inspiring stories, but there's so many heartbreaking stories, and I think this one, to me, is kind of got the best of both, really.